Do you feel in divorce that you're just surviving and not thriving as a man? Well, today's video, we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna give you 3 different ways to thrive, to get back to thriving as a man. And so that you don't have to feel what most of us feel when we go through a divorce, which is that society's telling us to just shut up and suffer. You know, that is something we're told from little kids, right? More or less, like, men don't cry. And apparently divorced men aren't allowed to feel anything and just supposed to trudge and push on through. Well, that's not true. You can rebuild your life and you can become the man you've always wanted to become. Today's video is going to cover that. But before we dive into that, I wanted to touch on the 7-day course below, the 7-day divorce challenge. It's an opportunity to reset, to refresh, to get out of the fog of divorce if you find yourself there. And many of us do. It's a common feeling when life has been flipped upside down. And this 7-day course, while it's a lofty statement, it will get you there. It will give you tools to get out of that fog. It will new mindsets to move you forward and habits to break free. So check it out below. The link is in the description. And I look forward to telling you more about that later. But for now, let's get back to the video. And we were talking about that feeling of society telling us to shut up and suffer, more or less. Maybe that's a rough way of saying it, but that's how I took it. You know, people are like, hey, you're divorced now. It's just who you are. It's a new title. Well, I don't necessarily believe with that. I think it's actually an opportunity. It's an opportunity to become the man that you've always wanted to be. Instead of just sitting there and, I don't know, being sad and depressed on the couch. While you probably don't even realize that that may be what you're feeling. If you're stuck and unable to move forward, this is that feeling of society telling you just to shut up and suffer. You don't have to. And these videos are all about different techniques and tools that I used to reinvent myself, to find myself again after divorce, and that I learned along the way. So today we're going to give you 3 different tools to move forward. The first one is find a cornerstone habit. Now, what is a cornerstone? A cornerstone in the building is an integral part to the side of a building moving from one location to a next. It could be a cornerstone in a doorway, and it's the one that holds it all together. Find the habit in your life that's most important. If it's family, friends, loved ones, your health, your food, whatever it may be, find something that's going to have the biggest impact on you and focus on that. Use the 80-20 principle here. What's the 20% of the habits in your life that are going to have the biggest impact? It could be your sleep patterns, right? Maybe you need to get a more comfortable bed. Maybe you need to set an alarm so you can go to bed and then wake up more naturally. You know, I'm not sure what that is. Only you can tell yourself and find out what that is for yourself. But we gave you plenty of ideas here. A cornerstone habit is going to be a base, a foundation, a place for you to rebuild from, for you to hold up the rest of the habits of your life if you're a door and you're a cornerstone in a door, right? So I think you get the point here. Cornerstone habits are integral to this process. The number 2 tool that we're going to talk about today is to find your core support. So whoever that is, I know that for me, my mom came out of the woodwork and became a strength in the beginning phases of my divorce. And it was really impressive to see. It meant a lot to me, and I'm very grateful for that. There was also some key friends that stepped up in my life and that were really supportive. You'll be surprised who they are, I will say, for the most part. I mean, there's guarantees here, your ride or dies, the friends that you've always had your whole life that will be behind you for sure. But life changes, and sometimes the people that you think are the busiest have the most time for somebody that's going through divorce. And sometimes it's a parent that you unexpectedly experience them stepping up in a way that really impressed you. So find your core support. And why is this important? Well, you're gonna have good days and bad days. You probably already know that, and if you're watching this, you've probably already had a lot of bad days. But the important thing here is that you have a solid support, whether it's a good day or a bad day. Because the real truth of the matter is there are no bad days. Every day is a good day. It's a blessing. It's an honor to be here every day that we are not 6 feet underground. And so that's something that's hard to really accept and understand. But as you go through this process, I think you'll see it unfold. I'm pretty confident you do. And your core support's going to help you on those bad days, but they're also going to be there on the good days, because you need the good with the bad to tell one from the other, in a sense, and also to be grateful for the small things, right? And so you need those good experiences to realize that, like, sometimes it's just about getting out in the wilderness and walking around, seeing the birds, the giant birds up in the tree, or hearing the crickets, or feeling the cool breeze. You know, the small things in life really are incredible, and the more gratitude we have for these small things, the more that it just compounds into our life and it becomes normal. So we really, if we could do anything, we could focus on the gratitude of the small things in divorce, and that would really move us forward in pretty unparalleled ways. But that takes time. It takes time, just like this whole process will, and that's why you need that core support there, whoever it may be. And lastly, number 3, it's stack the small wins. Now, this is kind of like gratitude here. The small wins, man, they're everything. It's realizing what's really important in life, and like how abundant we are with the opportunities and the things that surround us. So a small win could be how I used to start my day off in divorce, is make my bed the first thing in the morning. Boom, small win there. I know that when I come home, there's gonna be a place for me to lay my head. No matter what day I had, there was always something welcoming me, and that was my bed. So a small win can be as simple as making your bed. Another powerful small win was getting in exercise in the morning first thing. That one changes my life. Matter of fact, I did that today, and I was easily reminded of something simple as some push-ups and some farmer carries up a hill. It just fired up the day, and I didn't need as much coffee or want as much coffee. The whole day changes. Is when you have a day that starts off with exercise or small wins like exercise. Go for a run, do some farmer carries up a hill. Heck, do anything that's remotely hard and you don't want to. You're probably gonna have a small win, right? And it was simple. I think I spent 20 minutes doing that and just changed the day. Some push-ups with some farmer carries. So whether it's making your bed or doing some exercise, some light exercise, it's amazing what some small wins can do for you. They stack up and they compound, and they change your mindset. They change your approach to the day. Day after day, that's where that compounding effect comes in. You know, Uncle Warren, or he's not my uncle, but goodness, that would be what a learning experience if he was. But Warren Buffett talks about the eighth wonder of the world is compound interest. And that's what happens with small wins, is they stack up and they stack up and they stack up. And next thing you know, you've done something unachievable, unthinkable, right? That's how we achieve anything. So whether it is go for a run, work out with some simple weights, which you can find anywhere right now, pretty cheap, or make your bed, or do all of them. It's incredible what it will do for your day. So it will change how the approach to divorce is commonly known as suffering to thriving. If you take those three things that we talked about today, those three tools, you will completely change the mindset from surviving divorce to thriving. Those three things are real simple. You're going to find a keystone habit and you're going to focus on that. You're going to perfect that, and then you're going to find another one and do that again. Number two, you're going to find your core support, whether it's family, friends, loved ones. You're going to find somebody that understands where you're at and supports you no matter if it's a good or bad day. And lastly, you're going to stack small wins, whether it's something simple like making your bed or getting in a workout before your day starts. All of those are going to change your life.